Hi, I'm James Anderson, and today I want to talk to you a bit about the idea of a growth mindset. Now, you've probably heard about this idea before. Professor Carol Dweck made it very famous in her book, Mindset. And the idea is fairly straightforward. Basically, someone with a fixed mindset sees himself like this. Hey, look at me. The person standing here today is pretty much the same person who's going to be here in 5 years' time because this is just who I am. And when you see yourself like that, this is me, get used to it, you spend your life looking inwards. You ask yourself, who am I? What abilities do I have? And as a result of discovering the answer to that question, you have to ask yourself, where do I fit in the world? Because I couldn't possibly do that. I'm not that sort of person, but I'm a bit like that person over there. Maybe I could do something like them. On the other hand, someone with a growth mindset sees the world very differently. Someone with a growth mindset sees the world like this. Hey, look at me. Person standing here today is a shadow of the person that will be standing here in 5 years' time because I invest my efforts in changing myself, in becoming the person I want or need to be. And when you see yourself like that, you don't spend your life looking inwards, asking, who am I? What abilities do I have? And asking yourself, where do you fit in the world? You spend your life looking outwards, asking yourself, who do I need to become? What abilities do I need to become that person? And what do I need to do to create those abilities? That difference, the difference between the inward looking, this is me, get used to it, and the outward looking, I'm in charge. What do I need to do to become the person I want or need to be? At the heart of that is the idea of choice. And this is something we want our children to have more than anything else, to see choice in the world around them, to recognize the person they are today doesn't have to be the person they are tomorrow. That the way they behave today, the way they invest their efforts and their energies and their resources, the way they learn, guides them in becoming the person they want in the future. Now that idea, fixed mindset, growth mindset, has had a lot of media, a lot of coverage, and you'll see a lot of stuff on social media, particularly Pinterest, that says, fixed mindset, these are bad, don't like effort, don't like mistakes, all the rest of it. Growth mindset, this is great, have one of these. And look, I get it, I understand it, but many of those posters and slogans and catchphrases, as well intended as they were, missed an important message. When Carol Dweck described fixed and growth mindset, she wasn't describing two states, that you're either fixed or you're growth. What she was describing was two ends of a continuum. That it's not a case of having a fixed or having a growth mindset. It's about understanding where you fall along that continuum and constantly working towards becoming increasingly growth orientated. One of the contributions I've made that I'd invite you to have a look at is filling in the detail of the growth mindset, of the mindset continuum. And if you go to www.jamesanderson.com.au, you can download a copy of this infographic. Talk about it with your child. Look at it yourself, reflect upon it. Because understanding that growth mindset is not a declaration, it's not something you have or don't have. Nurturing a growth mindset is the job at hand, particularly for us as parents. That our job is not to tell our child, you need to have a growth mindset, but rather our job is to surround our child with the types of messages that help them nurture, nourish, develop an increasingly growth-orientated mindset in the world. Because while at the foundation of it is this idea of choice, when we're talking about a mindset at school, Really, your mindset is your understanding of yourself as a learner. Someone with a fixed mindset doesn't understand themselves as a learner. They come to school wondering if they have those abilities. They think school is one long diagnostic to work out what doorways in life are open to them and what doorways are closed. Because I'm that sort of person, not this sort of person. But the further you move along that continuum, the more you understand yourself as a learner. And as we nurture that growth mindset, that understanding of ourselves as learners in our children, the next obvious question to ask is, how do I become a really good learner? If I can create my own abilities, what do I need to do to create those abilities in the most effective, the most strategic way I can? And that's what learnership is about. So as we work together in partnership with your school, your child's school, to nurture a growth mindset, we're building the foundation for them to become expert learners.